Hey boys and girls, tonight's lesson is going to be following the objective adding fractions to and subtracting fractions from whole numbers using a number line. Okay, so that's our objective for this evening. So the first question that we are going to solve together is 1 plus 1 and 3/4. Okay, so when I look at this problem, there's a couple ways I might think about it. The first thing I might ask myself is, what parts do I add first? And that's a question I want you to think about right now. Alright, so some of you probably were thinking, I think the parts that I should add first are the whole numbers. That would be a really great place to start, because I know that 1 plus 1 is 2. So I already know that I can jump from 0 to 1, and then from 1 to 2, and that will show the 1 plus 1. Okay, then all that I have left is the 3/4, and so then I just have to travel 3/4 more on my number line, and I will arrive at 2 and 3/4. So I know that 1 plus 1 and 3/4 is equivalent to 2 and 3/4. One thing to really think about when you're using the number line is thinking about where your answer is going to be. So like, I immediately saw 1 plus 1, and I knew that my answer was going to be more than 2 because I already knew the 1 plus 1. With addition, it seems pretty obvious, but when we get into using subtraction, it's going to make a lot more sense. So let's try a subtraction problem now. Okay, so now the next problem we're going to do is 2 minus 3/5. Okay, so I want you to stop for 1 minute, and I want you to think about, between which two whole numbers is my answer going to be? That's right. My answer is going to be between 1 and 2. I know that because I know that I'm taking away from 2. So when I do my number line, I'm actually going to start at 2. I'm going to mark where 1 would be, because I know my answer is going to be between 1 and 2. So I'm going to just quickly sketch the subtracting of 3/5 from 2, just to kind of show about where it would be. I know that 3/5 is more than half, so I know that my answer is going to be less than 1.5. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1 and 2, the one hole in between those, and I'm going to partition it into fifths. Okay, so now you've seen that I partitioned it into fifths, and so when I jump back those 3/5 from 2, 1, 2, 3, there's my exact jumps, I land at 2/5. So I know that 2 minus 3/5 is going to be equal to 1 and 2/5. See how important it was that I really thought about what two whole numbers that answer was going to be between? That really was helpful when I went to subtract. It's really going to be important when we use the number line to be thinking about numbers and thinking about the number sense. Okay, so I just want to review that our objective would be to add fractions to and subtract fractions from whole numbers using equivalence and the number line as our strategies. We would like you to answer the following questions just to practice what we learned this evening and bring that into class tomorrow. Good luck, and we'll see you in the morning.